Hello, and welcome to the Role Effect. I'm Felicia.
And I'm Milton.
Welcome to all the ones that are new here. Welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. We are so happy that you decided to tune in with us today. This is going to be a good topic today, you guys.
Absolutely.
If you had seen our video previously, we did a campaign. And the last video, I told you that we was going to do a campaign that was near and dear to our hearts. And this campaign basically was about human trafficking. And hopefully you've seen that. If you have not seen that video yet, go check that video out after you look at this one. Go check that one out. It is a very important issue that is just terrorizing our nation. And I want you to check it out, and wherever you see that you can be a need or something in your communities, in your church, or even while you're just out and about and just being more aware, this is what this is about. So if you want to go back and check that out, we'll greatly appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. The comments are on. It wasn't on the previous video, but it is on now.
Right.
So you can comment, let us know what you think, and let us know that you're here. We appreciate you guys so much, more than you would ever know.
Absolutely.
So we're going to start this out with a scripture. I think it comes from Psalms 127.
127, and I got to pull it back up.
127
Yes.
and 3.
Right. So Psalms 127:3. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from him.
Yes. And I want to just elaborate on that a little bit. That children are a blessing and a gift from God. The term heritage, it implies that children are a part of a legacy or inheritance, highlighting their value and importance in a family and community. They are not only a natural part of life, but they also are a divine reward that brings joy and fulfillment. They are a vital part of God's plan. They are a vital part of God's plan. And so the name of our segment today, we titled this as
Next Wave
Conversation.
Absolutely.
Next Wave Conversation, meaning our teens that is about to transition from high school to college. We thought this would be a good segment to have in relation to children week. So we just make this a children's week because this is something that's near and dear to our hearts. And I was fortunate to go to technical school, but Milton went to, well, you went to a technical school too.
Yeah. But
our daughter went to a 4-year college. But we just want to talk about that and his experience, because my experience was not like his. And so we're going to share with you some suggestions, like some tips and something to just kind of be aware of in transitioning your children from high school to college. So take it away, babe.
Well, yeah, that's true. So I personally, I'm going to kind of take you guys on a journey for my why. My why is because of what I went through. And maybe y'all can make some comparison, but there's a lot that going from a teenager to an adult that has to be kind of learned before you get out there. If not, you're going to be behind. So I had a little bit of a head start, but let me just start from 17-year-old Milton.
Okay.
Let's just go from there.
Okay.
And his mindset at that point.
Okay.
And I still remember it like it was yesterday. I graduated and I was so happy, like I have accomplished the goal, right?
Yeah.
Like I thought I did it. That not knowing that was just the beginning of my situation.
Yeah.
To adulthood. So I remember coming home one day, coming in, hey, I'm good. I graduated, talking to Dad, And, going back outside, and, he just hit me with this question. Well, what's next? What are you going to do? I say, well, I just graduated, so, maybe I'll take about 6 months and relax. After all, I've been a great kid, and pretty much you got 30 days to either sign up for Uncle Sam or find a school to go to. And when you come to that decision, you let me know.
Daddy Rowe was not playing. Daddy Rowe was like,
Woo!
You are not taking a 6-month break to sit here
and eat up his
groceries.
Which I didn't understand that because we had that conversation because we had groceries. He was a chef. He brought food home.
Well, he just didn't want you to be eating up his food.
Well, I get it.
And his light bill going up because you chilling.
Well, yeah, I didn't think
he wanted you to have
way.
A plan.
Yeah, I was going to have a plan after the 6 months.
It wasn't working.
But that didn't work out for me, man.
No.
So needless to say, I had a best friend that was going to college, and we never, talked about it. And he hooked me up with this recruiter. And my dad said, well, look, find out who the recruiter is, find out, and look, thought about going to the Army, or the Marines, but I said, shoot, I already done been to the Marines under this household, so there's no way I need any more discipline. I'm already there. So let me just try another avenue. And that avenue was, you know what, I'm going to go to school. I was fascinated with electronics and that kind of thing and working with my hands. That was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? This don't sound like a bad idea. Especially when the recruiter say, you have your own apartment and overlooking an 8-figure pool. And I'm thinking, what? Yeah.
This is kind of scary.
This is great for me.
But for a parent,
yeah.
That's like, oh, Lord.
So during the whole conversation with the recruiter, now, picture this. The recruiter's in front of me. I'm at the desk and my father's in the back. Like,
he never
several.
talked.
No. He told me that I was going to conduct this whole thing. And he was just going to kind of see what was going on. So he kind of oversees everything while I'm having a conversation with the recruiter. But my eyes are getting bigger when he said, I got my own apartment and I have a figure 8 pool. I'm thinking, this is love. But anyway, we went over all the finance papers and everything, and I think this probably was close to maybe, it took me about a month or 2 months before I was actually getting ready to leave.
Wow.
Yeah, so this was
that
major.
Was pretty quick.
It came real fast, and then when he told me I had those choices, first thing I'm thinking, you mean I'm going to be a man like that quick, like that? Because that's what I felt like. He's like, you finna get ready to get out of here. So I'm like, this is manhood? So I did get a little nervous, but I said, you know what? He put me out, I'm going. That's it. I know, but I'm just saying. He's like, hey, it's time to go. It's time to go.
Definitely not put
he
you
wasn't
out.
putting me out, but he was giving me the signal. It is time to go. I'm the eagle. You the baby eagle. I'm finna drop you. You better start flying. That's the way I felt. So I said, you know what? Okay. So I made arrangements and everything, and then I had a talk with my moms, right? I mean, I guess she came 2-3 weeks later. When reality started to hit, all of a sudden, she wants to ask me the questions. Well, baby, why you got to go so far? Now, keep in mind, we was in Florida. I'm getting ready to go to Georgia, to Hotlanta. And now she want to have a discussion with me. Only thing I can think about is say, well, he wants me out of here. And if I stayed here and went to the University of Miami, I would probably still be here. So I think it's time for me to grow up and be a man. So just let me go ahead, experience life, and start. And look, y'all.
And moms are like, my baby is leaving.
Yeah, I got that.
And and you're going so far away.
What's your plan B?
Can you stay closer to home? That's a mom.
That's
why
part.
it's so good to have the dads in the house sometimes, because the dad is no nonsense. They like, no, You gotta fly.
Right.
Which I think was good because it gave you the experience. But,
Well,
no,
17-year-old me didn't think it was so good in the beginning.
Yeah.
But
your age now, you do.
Age now, that's the best decision he ever made. I mean, and I know it was a tough one.
Yeah.
Because he's saying, hey, it's that time.
Yeah.
So let's not waste time.
Yeah.
And that's what I want the audience to kind of remember. Let's not waste time. Let's groom these children and kids the best way you can. Because one thing my father used to tell me that I remember, and he said, oh, you think I'm mean? You think I'm being hard? You wait till you get outside of those doors. If you ain't tough, that world is going to swallow you whole. And I'll never forget. I was told this at 11 and 12.
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
So back then, I'm a kid, I'm trying to process, and then, after so many times, I'm like, okay, I'm getting it. Needless to say, when I did get out there to see the world on my own, all that came to like, oh, this is good wisdom right here. I can totally understand.
Yeah. But the crazy part is like, kids, you're still babies.
Right.
You're not grown, but you're having to act like you are,
right?
Because now you're having to make decisions, and parents are no longer there to make those decisions for you. So for you to get on a bus at what age?
Well,
what age was that?
I was between 17 and 18 because I started school early because of my birthday.
Yeah.
So I graduated like 17 something.
Yeah.
And so when I went to school, I might have just got ready to turn 18.
Okay.
In college.
Okay.
But yeah, we left. I probably was 17 and a half, 17 3/4, something like that. But anyway,
okay,
you get it. But anyway, me and two homeboys left on the Greyhound bus from Miami, Florida, downtown, early morning, and then we got to Atlanta around 5 a.m. And we had to navigate from the Greyhound bus, walk with our suitcases and luggage to the Greyhound, which wasn't very far, but yeah, it was down the street. From there to Marta train station and find out which train to catch in order to get to the school, which was about a 45-minute commute.
Yeah.
And then navigate that, get all your school stuff, get your room, and then get your keys to your apartment, which the apartment was not on campus.
And which is really crazy because by you being from Miami and coming into Atlanta on the Greyhound, first of all, Atlanta downtown, anywhere in this area is always crazy. Plus, there's so many streets that are the same.
Peachtree Street, West Peachtree Street.
I mean, it's just crazy. And to be your age trying to navigate, that's crazy to me.
Well, I can tell you, I think it came from learning early. I was a latchkey kid. First and second grade, I had it. For those that don't know what a latchkey key is, we used to wear our keys on our necks with a shoestring and put it in your shirt.
Yeah.
That way you don't lose it. But I was in first and second grade catching the city bus to go to school and catching it to come back.
Crazy.
So what age is first and second grade? 9 and 10?
I know, babe.
Not
like
even.
6 and 7.
Okay, I was catching the bus because my parents didn't have a bus. Now, my father was the first one to drive over there in his area in Andrews, when he got to the States.
That's Bahamas.
Bahamas, yeah. He didn't drive. So I was used to catching the city bus, but yeah, I was the last one to leave the house in the morning from first grade all the way up to 12th. And the first, I was the last to leave and the first to come home.
Yeah.
Throughout my whole schooling.
Yeah.
So I think that early training helped me a lot when by the time it got for me to go from one state to the other.
Yeah.
Without a chaperone, it was easy because I've already trained up for it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's crazy.
So that was part of getting there. You know,
yeah.
that was my life of starting.
Yeah.
But we say that to say my why is there's a lot of things. Now, fast forward, we're in a whole different type of world now.
Yes.
I'm not sure if there's any latchkey kids out there now that's that age doing things.
It probably is.
It probably is. It was 4 of us, and my mom and dad had to work, so that's what they did. Mm-hmm. They said, "Well, the boy, you can lock up, you can go and do what you need to do." Mm-hmm. I didn't even see it like that as a kid. Then I just knew I had instructions and I needed to follow them at that age, and that's what helped me where I continue to do so. But these days, you probably will be arrested. I don't know. The neighbors may tell on you. I don't know, but it was something else.
These days, it's totally different, and that's a part of our
campaign.
Too. Yeah. It's like it's so different. Yeah. With our children now, you just don't want them
and
to
neighbors,
be doing that.
You know, you got to get to know your neighbors.
Yeah, you just don't want them to do that now. This is a new generation, though, babe.
Next generation.
Next generation.
Next wave generation.
Gen Z.
Gen Z. So you got to handle them totally different.
Totally different. But you know what? I think, though, Gen Z are way smarter.
Oh, yeah.
Than we were when we was coming
up.
The
Bible says each generation should get smarter.
They are way smarter, so they might be able to just navigate this thing.
That's true, but on a different scale. Yeah. So we
you in college.
Oh, you want me to go from there? Oh, boy, I got along. Most of this is my segment, but anyway, So I get to college. I got 2 of my homeboys. We're in a 4-bedroom, and then we had one other guy. And so I get to college. Now you're at college, and now I don't have the chef, my father there. I don't have my mother who good cooks Southern cuisine. I got to worry about my food now.
Yeah.
And so do the other guys that's there. Yeah. Not to mention getting to school every day, studying, and getting this thing to work to know new stuff.
Yeah.
You know. So lucky for me, and this is something for y'all to take, I was already prepared. I was already cooking my own food prior to leaving. I could. Doing my laundry, folding my clothes up, knew how to iron, knew how to take care of myself. So that was like, okay.
You know how to iron?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
I may not do it as much now, but you remember when I was dating you, my stuff used to be ironed.
Because I just hear Felicia, I was just wondering. I didn't know if you knew how to do that.
We all have parts that we have to do. just do your part. But surprisingly, the first month, so back then, y'all, I'll try to speed it up. My father gave me $100 a month.
Right.
Because student housing, all of that will be pushed back for when the loan is paid off. Now, let me mention something about the loan real quick. Prior to me leaving, my father goes, "Now, son, remember what you're going up there for. Now, I know you're going to get into some, the college life and be happy, but don't forget what you are going there for." Yeah. So that just kind of resonated and stuck in my head throughout the whole thing. Now, I got to tell y'all, I was the biggest partier. I'm a party guy. I was outgoing. That was just me. Among my group, they know, okay, Ro was the guy. Anyway, I would do that, but my roommates, they had evening classes. I had morning classes because I figured I'd get it over with. I probably should have had evening classes because of the partying that was going on. But anyway, I still remember what the mission was. And the mission was clearly, don't forget what you came there for.
Yeah.
So I did not, and I went through that process. Now, day one, I'll never forget it, and I'm going to tell you all this, and we're going to wrap it up.
Okay.
But it is some good stuff. The professor said, and I remember his name, this is Professor, can I say his name?
Yeah.
Tweedy. And he looked like a Professor Tweedy, too. He may not still be. He may be still be. But anyway, he said, look around. So we looked around. He said, it's 101 of you students in here. And I said, oh, okay, yeah. Well, come half a trimester, the third or fourth trimester, it'll be about half of you in here. Well, from the 101, it ended up, he took another count, it was 49 of us in there. So the question is, what happened to the other 50? And how does he know this?
Because he's seen it.
He's seen it. It's statistically saying that just because you go to college or you show up there does not mean you're going to continue pass and finish.
Because they didn't have the mission. What was the mission?
The mission was don't forget what you came there for.
Absolutely.
So here's the thing. We don't know what kind of parenting they had. We don't know what kind of soft skills they had, communication. We don't know what backgrounds they come from.
That's true. But it's not always parents.
Right.
It's
absolutely.
Just, parents, we take the blame for a lot of stuff that kids just do what they want to do.
That's right.
And they forget the mission because no parent is sending their children to college and paying for it for you to go up there and just flunk out.
So when you say, kids will do what they want to do, that really brings something to me because at my house, kids couldn't do what they wanted to do.
No, but when you're out,
absolutely,
and in a school,
with
no parenting.
That's right.
No parents.
I get it.
For the first time,
right?
You're gonna do what you want.
Wild out, yeah. Now I was wilding out. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But I didn't forget what the mission was.
Yeah.
Because I was told.
Yeah.
Don't forget that part.
Yeah.
Because I knew by the time if it didn't work out and I had to return home, what I was returning home to.
Yeah.
And it wasn't going to be a soft pillow and here's your room.
Yeah.
Because the next time I visited home, my bed was gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that leads also to saying that college is not for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I think when we know our children, we know, well, you didn't like school when you was in school.
Right.
So is college for you or is a technical school for you? Something that like maybe a year or two or something like that. Because it's not for everybody. Now me, it wasn't a 4-year college was not for me.
Right.
It was not. I did not want to go. I did not like school. So I didn't want to go. So I decided to go to a technical school that it took me like 2 years to complete. And I did. I went medical. I'm not in that field. So that's another thing. I'm paying for, still paying for school. Only a couple thousand now, thank God. But
that's a good point, though.
Yeah, but and I didn't even like it. I didn't like it at all. So you probably need to know what you want to when you enter into school. So
right. So
yeah.
that's one of my bullet points there. Those students, those 49 that went and applied for loans, that jumped, quit, or whatever they did, guess what? They still have to pay for that loan. It don't go away.
Yeah.
Now, I graduated, wasn't too much a good steward of money at that point. I owed money. So guess what? That don't go away. At some point when I was working a great job, they said, hey, you owe us some money. I had to pay that money back.
Yeah.
My father said before I leave, oh, by the way, this is your bill. I'm not co-signing for nothing. So I got that same spirit in me that co-signing is just saying that I pay for that bill if you don't pay for it.
Well, yeah.
Or help you.
Co-sign, yeah.
So I'm just saying where I come from, according to his logic, this is your decision that you want to go to college and you want to get a loan.
Yeah.
So, and we had a lot of talk about other stuff between that, but I clearly understood the mission.
Well, and also a lot of parents can't afford, like back then,
yeah,
right? Back in those days, college was
Don't
not
make it seem so far. Back in those days.
back in those days. Okay, you're not that old.
Yeah, I'm only 33. Jeez.
But what? But back in the day, college wasn't as expensive as it is now.
Ooh.
These days, these kids are coming out paying mortgages back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's terrible. I know for us, our daughter, she's an overachiever now. Okay,
Overachiever.
She went for associates, then she got her bachelor, and then she graduated. She got her master's, and now she's in school for her doctorate.
Ooh.
So she does very well. We just got a letter the other day that because of her high
accomplishments
GPA, she's now on the presidential something. I can't remember all that it said, but it allows some perks and some things. And she is. I told my granddaughter, your mom is. You gotta go higher.
even though she a be on the roll, she gonna have to step it up.
Yes, she still gotta step it up because mama don't be playing. But I say that to say that this college was her thing. It's her thing. She likes it. She wants to do it. But again, that wasn't my story. I didn't want it, and that's not everybody's story. And I think that parents know their children. They know because the boys went to both went to technical school as well. So that's just you just got to know your children and know what they like and what they if they desire to be in a 4-year college.
Right. So I know it's different parenting and it's different situations. Some are so glad to get them out of the house. They like, oh Lord, we got our house back. Go to college, go swimming, do something. And I get that. But I would say have serious conversations with your child before that transition, because there's so much that you have to understand as a teenager going to adulthood. Now, I would say stuff kind of came a little easier to me because I was already doing a lot of that stuff as a teenager. Mm-hmm. So it came quicker. I had a guy, for instance, with buying food. My father, again, let me get back, gave me $100 a month. The first $100 that month, I spent it that week. I made a phone call. Hey, Dad, I'm a little short. I need another $100. Okay, I'm going to send that to you. But after that, you go ahead and get you a part-time job. I'm thinking, wait. Now I got to work and go to school and survive. But the thing about it, he knew that he had prepared me for it. So he wasn't worried. All he did was sat there and say, do this and do that. He knew me, so I did that. So it came easy. But let me tell you how that transitioned real quickly. Most of the money I was spending was out eating or drinking. So the next time I went with the $100, all I did was go buy groceries and cooked. The other guys went broke and said, you know what we gonna do, we gonna, cause I had food, they didn't. They started eating my cookies and stuff. They had food. So after that, they end up saying, hey, we'll just give you something on the food. I make the food and, they save a little money. One dude almost burned up the water for boiling one day. He didn't know how to boil water. That's general. So I'm just saying, try to prepare them as much as possible. And teens, try to step up as much as possible. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. So you won't be lost. I always often wonder what happened to the 49 that came.
Yeah, but and again, let's emphasize the fact that you was in an apartment though. You was in an apartment, so you had shared spaces and a kitchen and all that. That's not most people, because when Keela went to school, she was in the dorm. Okay. So she didn't have to cook in the dorm. What? They had lunch. They had the area where they went to lunch. Right. So they didn't have that. So unless you big time or something, and you can go to an apartment. Right.
Well, no. So the apartment was part of student housing.
Okay.
But you had regular residents stay there. They just had certain blocks.
Well, her next year she went to the apartment.
Right. Yeah. But as a freshman, we straight up went, okay, here go your unit. Yeah. So now you really an adult because you got to cook for yourself.
Yeah.
So
I don't advise the apartments.
I was I don't advise. I mean, I didn't know. Well, yeah, I got excited about the figure 8, but the reality hit me once I got there. I got to cook, clean, go to school, and go to work. I mean, it happened within 3 months, and I'm like, wow. So a lot of people really can't handle all that kind of pressure, especially if it's all new to you.
Yeah.
And remember, I didn't go with a car.
Yeah.
Now I got to learn the city,
Yeah.
but I already had that skill, remember, from first and second grade.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was easy for me to navigate.
Yeah.
But that's not everybody's story. But I want to read something right quick. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
So I got a little something here, and just food for thought from a teenager to an adult. The transition from a teenager to an adult is a significant process that involves gaining independence and taking on new responsibilities. To navigate this journey successfully, a teenager must acquire a wide range of practical and personal skills. Now, just with that alone was a lot of that stuff I just talked about. You know, not to mention you got to learn financial skills, banking skills, social skills, all this kind of stuff all in once, and it just comes right at you. And if you go into school, you got to deal with that too. So there's a lot involved. And I would say the number one thing, now, lucky for me, and I was blessed in that I knew exactly what I wanted. That's not everybody's story. Sixth grade, I filled this card, say I want to do industrial electronics. Didn't know what industrial was. I knew what electronics was. And I used to be fascinated by it. So for me, that just worked out for me. Easy, you know, but that's not everybody's story. So I would say also learn, we all are gifted with something.
Yeah.
And if you can do something like, for instance, I'll use our daughter, for instance.
Okay.
When she was little, she would just plait baby doll's hair, and I would try to do it too.
Braid.
I still know how to braid them. You get the 3 separation, and you go over, go under, go over, go under. I used to do that. Yeah, man. Yeah, I did it.
What?
Yeah. And she would just, them little hands would just be going and going and going. And she kept doing it up until she probably got like a teenager and all kind of different hairstyles. She would just do it. I say, wow, you know what? That's just a natural skill set right there. Ain't nobody showed you how to do it. You just took. Her mother. My bad. Her mother showed her, but it wasn't like you was playing with the baby doll much with her as much as I think I was sitting around sometime doing it. Well, once you showed her, that was it.
Maybe you like playing with the baby.
No, I don't. Anyway. But I used to look and say, she can plait that hair real quick. Look at them little hands. I say, that's a skill set right there. Needless to say, over time, she do hair too. It was a natural skill set from that point. So I'm saying, look at your child and have your child analyze themselves also to know what their natural ability is. So that might be an area they might want to be interested in. And they don't necessarily have to go to college. You got Job Corps. You got different things, different places and platforms you can go to. You can apply for different grants to do different things. You could be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if that's not the way, don't force them to get into that trap. Like those 49 I'm talking about, all of them got to pay loans, but they didn't get what they came for.
Yeah.
They quit right in the middle.
Well, I think you gotta know what you want. I mean, I knew that wasn't for me, but you gotta know what you want. And I think parents shouldn't, it's just a conversation.
Right.
Because you don't want to force them if it's something they don't want to do. But,
you want to help them with that
is a lot. But Nima, when she's talking and she's like, I really want that experience. And, I really want to do that. And if that's what she wants, then that's what she'll do. But I guess what we're seeing is there's other resources. Like, my husband had the privilege of teaching several young people and olders, some that was just second chance, but he was teaching them the skill set that he went to college to get. They was getting this for free. They would do job placement, so they would place them at a job, and then some of them could work at like apartment complex or whatever, and they would give them an apartment and furnish it.
Well, they
right?
paid half price,
Yeah.
and then they will fully furnish it if you stayed as a maintenance person at that apartment for a year, and then you get to keep all the furnishings and all the kitchen stuff.
Yeah.
That came
So
with
there's
it.
a lot of different other resources that's out there, and I think the main point is just get them prepared and ready for that, because it was a big deal trying to, because reality was when you stepped off that bus, mom and dad
That's it.
wasn't there anymore to help you along
What's the
your
saying?
journey.
Kansas is gone. I was in Atlanta now. I ain't in Miami no more where I know the streets. But this was a whole different situation. But
and they're adulting at that time, but they still kids.
Oh yeah.
And so they're gonna make not
teenagers.
so good decisions sometimes.
Absolutely.
They're not. And so we, you just have to help with that process. So this was very important to my husband, because he was like, I remember when I did this and this and this, and how I felt and how it made me feel, and I think you was the only one that graduated out of the guys that came to to school.
So it was about eventually it was about 6 homeboys that I knew, and we just had a great time partying and everything. And yeah, they slowly started leaving. They were some of them was part of that 49.
Yeah.
And I remember I was so happy to get my my diploma and everything, and then I was standing alone. And I said, I wonder what the difference was, but all I can hear resonating is, don't forget what you came for.
Yeah.
So that was implanted in me. It was more of a mission thing, but it started back at home.
Yeah.
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 So I would
so
just
these
say,
are just tips and suggestions.
Right, because
tips basically.
It's not an easy transition with what all they have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
They have to even go through being sociable with different walks of life.
Yeah.
It's not always the smartest and the best at college. It's a lot of influencers there that can get you in a whole lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
And I've seen them too.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of other stuff in college, just like it is in the streets.
You just got to be strong.
Absolutely.
Absolutely strong.
Yeah. So
yeah.
You got to deal with that. You got to deal with after college. I thought after college, since I had a degree, that a job would just come looking for me. Not so.
Not so.
I don't think it's like that now.
Not so. I have one of my assistant at work. She was telling me about her friend that just cannot get a job. She cannot get a job. And I was telling her about Milton's story about when he finished college, he started going on interviews and no one would give him the job. And he thought the last one,
2 interviews.
the last one he had, I guess it's like, okay, I have nothing to lose. They're not hiring me anyways, so I might as well ask the question. So he asked the interviewer, so let me ask you a question. How am I supposed to get experience if you don't give me an opportunity? I'm just coming out of college. I need the experience. And he hired him. And I was telling her, I said, sometimes you just got to be resilient. You just gotta, you gotta keep pushing forward. If they're gonna say no, they're gonna say no. But it's kind of hard. You have this bill that you gotta pay, but you don't have jobs giving you that opportunity. And it's even harder now.
Right.
Because it's hard to find a job out here now.
You have to change things. Your soft skills got to be creative and all of that. So as a team, this is stuff you have to try to develop so you can get there quicker than just trying to learn as an adult.
Yeah.
So.
Of course. So this is basically what we wanted to talk about today. Again, this kind of coincide with our teen and kids week of with the campaign and everything. We just want to shed light on our babies because they are our future, and they're future leaders and our future voices. So we want to make sure we equip them with everything they need. And I think that's basically what you're saying is like, let's just equip them with all the things that they need so that they won't go out and they're lost and they don't know what to do, and they don't know how to navigate, and they don't know how to talk to people, and they don't know, all the things, because when we dropped our daughter off, that was the scariest thing for me to drive away. Like, I gotta drive away, and this is baby girl.
I think we were silent.
Like with boys, boys it's a little different, because boys, they just kind of more, they gonna find their way.
They're not as fragile.
But with the girl, it's like, ooh, I gotta drive away from my baby.
Yeah,
I gotta leave her there. Oh my God, I gotta leave her.
I don't think we said a whole lot.
It was not much to talk about, because I was just feeling some kind of way, because it's my baby, So, yeah, and we just, want to equip our children with the best that we can, so that they can just thrive.
I'm gonna go on record. If I was doing that today, to say that there is no way that I would send a daughter or a son out without a lot of talk about what the plan is. Mm-hmm. Because I condensed me and my father's conversation, right? Because there were several days of different things to strategize on. Mm-hmm. But you would be crazy just to send your child out and say, okay, let's go. It needs to be a plan, and it needs to be a thought process on both sides. Is this what that child really wants to do?
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell y'all one other story of an experience that I had. Not me, but when I was doing, a guy told me.
Okay.
And I just thought it was something to think about. This guy, well, he was a customer of mine, and he was a pilot, ex-pilot. Mm-hmm. And he did it and retired. And I remember when, with 2008, when the economy about to crash, and schools were closing, teachers was being laid off, and our daughter wanted to be a teacher. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, are you looking at the news? Do you see what's happening? Surely you want to be a nurse. You want to be a technician or something. You want to be an IT, because they shut down schools. They don't care about this education stuff. I was like, this is crazy. So I ran into this guy, and he was like, and I told him the story. He was like, you know what? He said, I was a pilot, and now my son is a pilot. He's been a pilot for 10 years. We hadn't spoke for 2 or 3 years. Well, about a year now, is because he didn't like what he was doing, even though he knew how to do it based on me and my experience and pushing him to do it. He said, I wouldn't advise you to push her and tell her which way to go. So I backed off quickly, because I said, I'd rather have conversation open than not to be speaking to you. So I felt his pain.
Yeah.
Because he thought he was doing the right thing. But now it's 10 years in, his son is blaming him for that. Yeah.
Well, it has to be their choice.
Right.
They have to choose what career they're going in.
Right.
And we can't live through our kids. They have to make their own decisions. We just want to guide them in the right way for them to make a good decision and make sure that they know what they want. And of course, during the time of school, it might change. It's okay. You're not going to just know what you want and do. I mean, you was one of the lucky ones that knew what you wanted to do in the beginning, but that's just not the story for everybody.
People change, and they say, well, I'm taking this, but I'm taking this just in case.
Yeah.
So I totally get that.
Yeah.
My only thing is try to find out if you really are the school type, and don't waste money. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people go to school, and I'm talking about that 49%. You ain't getting nothing out of it, and you got to pay this money back. So just be wise of what your decision making.
Yeah.
Try to get some stuff done before you leave.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, this is going to conclude our episode for today.
Save the children.
Saving our children, the New Wave Conversation.
Yeah.
And I just want to leave us with a prayer. Okay.
We can do that.
Awesome.
This is for the parents and the children.
Absolutely. So, dear God, we come before you with thankful hearts, with thankful hearts for the gift of family, your guidance and strength for all parents, that they may lead with love, patience, and wisdom. Help them to nurture their children in a way that reflects your grace. We pray for children that they may grow in knowledge and harmony, feeling your presence in their lives. Grant them joy, security, and the ability to learn and thrive in a supportive environment. May families be bound together in love and understanding, and may they find strength in you during difficult times. Help us all create a harmony-filled home with kindness, respect, and forgiveness. In your holy name we pray. Amen, amen,
Amen.
With that being said, are you done, babe?
Well, look, thanks for coming. Please subscribe.
Yeah.
Comment if you like. Give us subject matters. You
Yeah.
know, you could even comment on what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're all family.
Yeah.
So we not treating y'all like you the internet. We're all family. If you're on this channel, you subscribe to this channel.
The Roll Tribe.
The Roll Tribe. That's right.
Roll
receiving
Tribe.
the role of family.
Absolutely.
But we got a few things that are lined up, and I'm really excited just to see where this is gonna go.
Absolutely.
So other than that,
please like, comment, and subscribe. You can share this video as well. We're also on TikTok.
Yeah.
We're on Instagram and Facebook.
Yep.
So just share if you don't mind. We thank you, we love you, and until next time, we'll see you.
See you then.
Yeah, it's the role effect. We talk love, we talk faith. God first, couple goals, ain't no room for the hate. We keep it real, keep it true. That's the only way. Roll with us, pray with us each and every day.